was the slip of the tongue. And after admitting the slip of the tongue, it just went south. Because we sat on questions, we were confused yesterday, we were not given answers, and now the general was now disputing his very own evidence. I don't want to go into a lot of details today, but I want to go to Clearcop, because it is my opinion that meeting with Clearcop is enough to call Namhlanjr. The general is told that Zungu says that he met with you late 2018 or early 2019. The general says that's a lie. I met him in 2019. I'm like, but how is that a lie? He said late 2018 or 2019. He's not sure. When are you clearly know? So how is that a lie? Great. So guys, when the general is meeting with Zungu, the general calls Makubo, the general calls Sibia, the general calls Zungu, and they are all in a Clearcop. Remember, before we get to this point, some history on each individual in the room. We have Zungu, who has some wild accusations towards his family members. And he has come to the general because he believes the general can assist him. He needs the trust from general. He also needs to be covered and protected. So he tells the general what's going on, and then the general calls this meeting, right? And then we have the general who is in charge of the investigation of the Senzo Meyiwa case, or at this point he is overseeing the investigations as Kosho. And then you also have Makubo. Now, at this time, during this meeting, Makubo had already opened the docket 375. Makubo was already investigating a non-murder related docket 375, which was defeating the end of justice. For the people who were in the house or anybody else, I'm not sure the details of that docket. I don't follow things that are not in court. And then you have Sibia. I don't need to tell you the history of Sibia. I don't need to tell you the history of Sibia, from the Hawks, how he left the Hawks, to how he got into SAPS, to where he is today. There's Sibia in that room. Now, General says that to Zungu, be free. Speak to these people. They will help you. As soon as Zungu tells them what's going on, Makubo says, no, but I personally arrested Nkani. So there's no way that your story makes sense. Like, do you understand or do you follow why Zungu did not want to work with these people? If you follow the evidence, that meeting on its own, firstly, say, Mr. General, why are you calling Sibia to this meeting? Number two, Makubo says that the people in the house are responsible for defeating the end of justice. Of Senzo. He's not interested in the matter of Senzo. He is investigating case 375, which is a defeating the end of justice case, with no murder charge. You call this man and you say, speak to Zungu. And here's Zungu who's saying, hey, you know what? I'm writing out on Inkabi. If this information comes out, I'm going to die. I need protection. And he feels failed by the general. And I absolutely understand him, because that meeting on its own deserves a Namhlanjr commission. Because those people in that room are just very wrong. Those people in that room were never ever going to solve the Senzo Meyiwa case. Yet they were responsible for the Senzo Meyiwa case. They did nothing for the Senzo Meyiwa case. General Leshabani wants us to believe, when he was giving his testimony, he tells us that Zungu tells him, Horina, hey, General, Kinina wants me to implicate you in a taxi, what?